Hello! Welcome in, Willow, Abram, Mac. Hope everyone is having a wonderful week. I finished this room. It's done. The whole thing is doable from start to finish. You can get in here with no quest progress. You can do the entire thing, go to the mini game, leave the room, and that's that. It's done. But I'm now feeling like it's too soon in the chapter. And this is probably going to be a third or fourth pass. Because we gotta finish. We gotta finish at least chapter 1 at some point. Mac, why thank you for that tier 1 sub. That's almost a year. I can't believe it. Incredible. It's incredible. Did I save that chapter 1 map? That is the question. It's beginning to look like no. That doesn't look promising. No, I definitely didn't. Oh well. I was gonna pull up our map. Okay. I get really confused. They shouldn't get. It makes perfect sense to me. Right. So, my issue really is that this is the 5th room of the chapter. This is the 5th room of chapter 1, and we're already pulling out a minigame. Is that too early? Like, so, F, G, okay. So this is the next room here. And also a later room there. If anything draws people in, maybe. I don't want to feel like we're trying too hard or something. Okay, we'll leave it as is for now. Okay, well, 5th room is done. We can get in here. You have to talk to this guy to start the quest. Then you have to talk to Lily. Then you have to investigate the wiggly barrel in the shed. Then you have to go out here and do the mini game. Then you have to come back and talk to Lily. Then you have to go up and approach the pig. And then the quest is done. So there's a lot of pieces to it. It's a lot of steps. But I think it's good. It's a lot of steps. Now, I have modified the code so that when I start the game, I'm already in the state where the quest is done. Which saves a lot of time when testing. Also, I added a fast forward mode because testing the same things over and over is going to get really, really tiring. So this is the room we want to work on next. And I'm tempted to like straight up redo this terrain. This was the first room we made. This was the first actual room we made, and it is dated. This room is basically, like, look at these tiny tree stumps and this very poorly made, I was so proud of this log cabin. You do this. That turns on the sprinkler system here. which I am proud of this effect with the little sprinkler water. It looks pretty good. It will need a sound effect. Flowers grow, those will need a sound effect. This breaks because this doesn't exist, I guess. That's neat. How is it possible to set this to null? It's not supposed to be possible to set this to null. We've changed the camera code. All right, so do transition, getting target, camera handler, do transition, getting target, camera target. So set new target. If set new target is past null, okay, it's this old thing, which doesn't apply anymore. Hello, turtle. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Should we go through the entire... I think we will go through the entire Big Pig quest later tonight. Just as a, look, we did it. It's done. Hooray. But we'll save that for later. Keep people interested. Don't play all our high-value cards right at the beginning. Okay. Camera tween. I don't think we need camera tween anymore. And this is going to be tricky. Where are we using camera tween? That is the question. Let's find out. Camera _ tween. It is being used on the hub, apparently. It's part of something. And then it's also being used, oh boy, in the trial room. Okay. It's fixable. All we have to do... Oh, we give it a position? No, we give it node 3. We just have to specify that if target position equals null, then we do something different. We have a special one called revert to default target. Like that. Is it possible for something to not be fixable in code? That is perhaps a deeper question than you may intend. Basically, is it possible for something to be impossible in code? Which I guess we can simplify that statement down to, is there something that is not possible to code? And of course, yes, obviously. I could, let's take the dumb example. I could not program something that would cause my microphone to start levitating in front of me. Obviously, the microphone is, first of all, physics. Second of all, it has no way to do that. It's not connected to it. So it's like, yeah, there's some things that it's not possible for code to do. But for something to be fixable, that's another question entirely. That implies maybe that it was doing something, but now it's not, perhaps. There's a subtle difference there. Yeah, just believe Mac. It's fine. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, that works again. I think you may be overestimating my abilities. I want to rebuild this terrain. It's very... I don't know, chunky? I guess that was what I was going for, but I hadn't really settled on a style. But now I'm like, this isn't great. This is not great looking. But it could be. We can make it great. Like these annoying little chunks are bad. I don't like those. They were cool and now they're less cool. Yeah, I think we are gonna make it a little bit more hilly. Well, not slopes. So one of my early experiments with this first room was trying like actual like rolling hill terrain, and it doesn't read well. With the very subtle texture, you can barely tell that there are hills. The numbers don't lie. Welcome in, Amber. All right. We're gonna try our darndest to make this work. So, dirt is being done as just that. But we're gonna do better. We're gonna do a CSG shape. So we're gonna do a redo of this. We're gonna move a lot of things around. The rock wall can probably stay. The camera control zone is fine. Like this area over on this side is okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It needs a little work. That's the way to do it. Also, it needs more enemies. We'll add a second or third pig. We might make this area longer as well. This little log cabin, we may replace that with one of our pre-built houses that we have. Like one of these guys. This looks great. We can change the roof color, and look, it's suddenly a different building. Wow. So let's try to make this happen. We're gonna add a child node. We're gonna just build it right on top. Ground. Is that what we want to call this? I guess ground is fine. Just ask someone why they're so psychotic. Is that where's the... Oh, the room itself is transformed. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. All right. So we are going to rotate. Right now, the room is not rotated. The map is rotated by 60 degrees. We're gonna change it back to 0. So this is what the room really technically looks like, I suppose, in its original state. A little plotting, a little scheming. So I think what we'll do is we will, like, I see what we're going for here with this tiered cake approach. Welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Okay, so yeah, let's rotate this temporarily, build out the new geometry. We're gonna use CSG shapes. I am in love with CSG shapes right now. Start with a box. Start with a lovely box. Go with this view here. No, let's go all the way. Let's really make this work here for us. Let's go a little bit wider this time. And then it's going to get a little bit silly on account of the polygon shape. How far does that go? Fine, we can move the whole thing. I guess for now we'll do this. All right, so we're going to add a CSG polygon. Now these are a little bit silly. because you have to, the way that these work, yeah, they always line up that way, which is silly. You gotta admit. And then I suppose you have to, there's gotta be a depth. Oh wait, spin, path, I don't understand. Whoa, what is that? I don't know what that is. Oh. What's path then? Okay, it's just, oh, it gets silly. Okay, we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna keep it a little bit simple. That was interesting though. So we can't change the depth here. What kind of depth did I put on this one? I don't even know. Okay, so it just extends downward. So we're going to go until we hit, okay, 6. Perfect, good old 6. Okay. Now we are going to go into top-down mode. And we're gonna give this an improved set of points. So we're gonna kind of make this a little bit more flowy than the previous very rigid design. Which the previous design was fine for when we were kind of just first playing around with how this was gonna work. But now we have a much better idea of the style we're going for and how it needs to be approached. Which is like something like this. Oh, but then, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Looks great. It's a union. We're gonna throw, we're gonna throw path or grass on this. That is the question, isn't it? I guess we need to throw our dirt texture on here. Is this our dirt texture? This is our dirt texture. That's not our dirt texture, hang on. These are our path texture. That's what we want, path texture. Yeah, a nice yellowish path. Okay, so now that we got that, now we're gonna try to line it up roughly to where the old ground was, I guess. Looks fine. The grass we will deal with momentarily. We're gonna figure it out. This mesh instance is gonna get path. Is path right here? Okay, yeah, that's right. That's what it looks like. That's just how it looks. Okay, but, yeah, we do want dirt on the side now that I look at it. Didn't think about that, but it does look better that way. So, silly as it is, we can duplicate this, move it out separately, and then do a transform. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Right there. And this one can get the dirt texture. Wonderful. Okay. And so now we get this nice side of dirt. As long as this little edge is not visible, then that's perfectly fine. We will also do a duplication of the... Oh, these two are going to have their collision turned on. And then we'll make another one of these that uses the grass texture. And this one is going to raise up by just a hair and out a little bit. And it needs to be significantly smaller. Yeah, like that. 0.2 looks pretty good to me. Now, if we hide the previous version, we can see we still don't have much here, but it's a start. Boy, we got stuff kind of all over the place. Okay, this is a good start. This is actually a good start. For redoing this whole room, I'm liking what we've got so far. And it's much more, I guess, changeable later on if we need to. All right. Level 1. Actually, let's add a node 3D and put all these under here. We're going to call these level 1, level 2, level 3. All right, so let's take this, copy it, put it in here. But we're gonna make some changes. First off, we're not gonna have this. Well, we will. We will have this, but we're gonna change it significantly. We're gonna move this back by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-ish. Let's go. Let's go 10. Let's make it a little bit. No, yeah, 10. Let's make it kind of wide. 1, 2, 3. That'll line up perfectly there. Next, we're going to move it just up. 1, 2, 3 is too high. 2? 2 appears to be the magic number. Okay. That looks fine to me. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to edit the points on this. We're going to do top down. Oh, I see. We need to make this a unique object, I guess. Is that true? Is that how this works? How does this work? I want this to be its own array. Okay, no, that did not work either. Huh. Be careful with this. Okay. Hide the grass and the dirt. Copy this into level 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then 2 up, 2. There's a big blob missing here. I'm not sure why exactly. Oh, it's fine. But now, when we go into this one, we start changing these points. Okay, we're good. We're good. Everything is okay again. Right. So I guess I just want to do it kind of from scratch again, right? So do this, and then just start curving it out. Making a little bit of a choke point out here. And then we can come back in a bit. Spread out. And that is fine right there, just like that. Okay, that does look a lot better. Oh wait, is this gonna... I just realized a problem with this. This shape, I need to make sure that this lines up much better. Because of the whole dirt thing on that visible edge. Well, hang on, look at this again. Yeah, you don't see the path down here, do you? Why not? Why don't you see that? What the heck? Why not? Oh, because the dirt is not... Oh, because the path block is not... The path is actually a simple block. That does make it much simpler. Okay. We can do something similar. It's gonna change things a little bit. Change all this. Oop, oop. Huh. Okay. We are gonna move some things around. So we're cleaning up. We're cleaning up here. It's gonna get ugly for a bit. We have it backed up if we need it. Take out the shrubs. It's fine. Okay, so the idea is that we're not supposed to have a separate one for dirt. It's just that this one is supposed to always be dirt. Grass does need to be a separate one, though. But this one here, that's grass. This is the dirt piece, the lie of dirt. This one can just be dirt. That's the thing. Yeah, this just is the dirt. Dirt edge. This was a block, but no longer needs to exist because we're going to replace it with this one. How much? How big does this need to be? Why does it not line up nicely? I don't like that. Let's say 10. No, wait. Unscale it. 10. Okay, okay. Give it 11. Sure, that looks great. Now, where is the room's Y height? Lizard party, let's go! Double lizards! What does it mean? Increase this yet further to 20. Nope, 19. 19.5. Sure. Okay. Hide the grass. CSG no longer needs to exist here. We have the block, the simple block. The dirt edge. Transform up. 0. This could also... Why is this not 0, I guess, is the weird thing. Okay, well, now it is, I guess. I mean, you definitely should, but whether you have the motivation is another thing entirely. Okay, why is this dirt not quite there? How very silly of it, isn't it? Why are there, what is going on? Oh, the grass is what we're gonna end up messing with, isn't it? Okay, grass, get out of here. You don't exist anymore. Dirt, you definitely do exist. That's good. So now we duplicate the dirt edge to make grass. We change its height to a mere 0.2. We change its texture to grass. We bring its transform up by 0.2. Well, 0.1. And bring it out by 0.1. There we go. Clean, grassy edge there. Looking good. Looking good. And now we can add to that grass some more grass. Soon. We got a long way to go. All right, level 2. Copy that. Get rid of this. Well, no, we'll keep what we have for now, but we're gonna get rid of it. All right, dirt block 2. Electric Boogaloo. All right, scale. Let's go 5, 4, 9. Let's try and keep things lined up. We can extend that out further, can't we? Extra credit for Python. That's almost like work. We'll take it. Okay, that'll work, except now it doesn't need to be, it needs to be bigger. That should be big enough, I believe. Okay, this layer, why is it showing me this? What am I looking at here? Is that a bug? Don't even know. It must be. It must be. I'm just seeing double. Alright. So this one goes out to here. This one goes out to here. Height looks good. Again, this is getting the dirt texture. This one we are dropping. The height is not quite what we want it to be. Here we go. Sure, that's fine. And now again, dirt edge, we duplicate. We make it grass on the texture. We change the depth, 2.2. We change the height, we add 0.1. We bring it out by 0.1. That seems like it's all correct. And then this can come out a little bit if we want it to. We'll deal with the exacting nature of the grassy ledge momentarily. Okay, so the grass has no solidity, but the dirt edge does have solidity. Use collision, use collision, don't use collision, don't use collision. Grass, we walk through grass. And then for the final edge, oh, and I guess that this needs to be taller, doesn't it? 3 times as tall. Beautiful. Final edge, we can just copy this one because we're lazy. Just make a complete copy of it. Scoot it all back. And move it all up by 2 more. Maybe 3 more. That doesn't feel like 3. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Just move it right in like that. Take the dirt edge and the grass edge, and we're going to scale them along their x-axis by -1 to further hide that we are reusing things. No one will be able to tell that that is the same curve. It's completely different as far as I know. I'll never tell. Scale of this. I'm changing this to 1. Looks good. And just for looks, we're not going to have a dedicated grass block here. We're just going to spread that out like that and like that. And actually, you know what? That's not half a bad way to do this one too. Just do a dedicated CSG. We will need collision set on the dirt, but not on the other thing, the grass. All right. Look at that. Simple as pie. All right. Nice and clean, and this one is much easier to edit than the old version was. Okay. It's pretty good. I like it. That one's got collision already turned on. Oh yeah, because we copied it. Okay. And And then we need to rotate by 60 degrees again to return it to its original state. We're going to do the same thing on the ground. We're going to rotate the whole thing by 60 degrees. Turn off the old map. Can barely tell. It's like we were never here. Okay, now I got to do a little bit of retooling here. The tabs. Where do we have those? We have tab left. Okay, so these were all part of separate objects. So we're going to add a node 3D for tabs. And we're going to move all of these existing tabs into this new folder. We're going to be restructuring a bit. We're going to call this geometry. We're also going to have barriers, which we haven't built yet, but we will. That would be a lovely thing to build when things are not rotated also. Our barriers are our invisible walls. And the way we are normally going to build these is trying to lock things into place a bit. Can't get a good pull on this. There we go. What are the red dots? Those are the edges of the CSG shape. Why they have stuck around, I don't quite know. Don't think they're supposed to do that, but whatever. Tab left. Revert. And try again. Why is this still not quite lining up? Up. I mean, this grass is not helping. There we go. That's nice and clean. That looks great. We can turn the grass back on now. Duplicate this. Looks good, looks good. Also have a little grassy tab here, apparently. Oh, hi, Al. I'm so engrossed right now. You may come to find. Let's transform this to 0. Wait, no, not that. Not that. This. Well, 16 is fine. This is not fine. That doesn't look good at all. But I don't want it to be grassy. I want it to be, well, maybe grassy is okay on this side. Gross. Like a glove. All right, now we're gonna take these 4. We're gonna scale them upward. Nice tall invisible walls. And then now we're gonna hide them. Great. We may work on that a little bit more. Go back to rotating this 60 degrees. Back to its original state. Yes, Dupu, there in the back. What do you have for us? All right, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you? They are the edges of the CSG shapes, but they just show up and I can't get them to go away, and I think it's a bug. Oh, thank you, Al. I take pride in my archway. I think we're gonna reuse this curve again on the other side. We're gonna have a real South America, Africa sort of thing going on. It's not my model. It's not. It's not. That's what's weird. I mean, maybe it used to be there, but it's not there anymore. So I don't know what's going on with that one. So let's just duplicate this entire thing maybe as level 4, except it's actually South Shore. Well, actually it's the East Shore. It's just that the camera is rotated here. East Shore. We'll do like that. I better unflip so we can line it up nicely. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. The Far Shore. Gosh, I love Tunic. Man, it was so good. Ah! I'm jealous. I have jealousy. When are they gonna make? Oh, Dooku got it. There you go. Dooku wins. Yay, Dooku. GG. That's what they say, probably. They should start saying that. All right, transform. There too, doesn't matter. Nice. And then transform. That'll work. The height is wrong, isn't it? It sure is. Red dots. Gosh, it sure is. You're right about that. Let's move this whole thing down by 0.2 to allegedly line it up with the grass. Nope. That doesn't work at all, huh? Why not? If I slide it over here, is it at the same height as this one? No, it's not. Okay, well that explains that then. What height is this at? This one is at 0.5. This one is going to be at 0.5. And so is this one. Ha! Now, you have to line up. Ha ha ha. It did not line up. See, it should be cutting like the top 3/4 mark of the grass. Okay, it is. It is. That's consistent. Now, what's not consistent is that dirt block is definitely sticking out there, and I want to fix that. I do want to fix that. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Oh yeah, this is the river room. This is the room after room E, because we finished the Biggle blockade. It's done. It's done. 0.55, so 0.05. I mean, I guess I can just do that. That's fine. And then there can be just a little path, little bits of path cutting through there. What else? What else? Are we good? Are we good on this? I guess we need the water. No. No. I was vaguely whistling with my breath, I think. Grab this water. Bring it in here. And also rotate it. Boom. So now we need to stretch it on out. Along the x-axis. That looks probably fine. Nope. Does not. Does not. You lied. You lied. That looks weird, but we're probably going to end up changing the water pretty significantly at some point. You blew it. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Geometry, rotate by 60 degrees. Line it up with our original vision. This right here, stretch it out bigger. There we go. Okay. So this is just an area that says, while the player's in this zone, point the camera more that way. No, you need to be able to see across. It's fine. Good. It's good. So we need a tab dedicated to camera control zones, I suppose. Well, I guess we just have the one. So that's all good. Mushroom decor. That just needs to be in a dedicated decor blob there. Along with the rock arch. Conversations, that stays put. Tree. We don't use that tree anymore. The back side, it's more of just like trees. I think we can just call this one trees and move it into decor and rearrange them quite a bit. This area is huge. It's definitely bigger than it was. So the first time I made this area, it was way too big. And I just tried scaling the whole thing down. And that worked out all right, but it screwed up a lot of other stuff in the process. There we go. This is supposed to be back here. There's supposed to be a little decorative house over here. And this tree, okay, so this area here, this is gone. Back half, okay. Back half was Yeah, look at this ugly. Before we learned about CSGs, this is how we had to do things. All right, get rid of it. Just straight up delete it. It's gone. Oh, this is so much cleaner. So much fewer nodes involved here. Shrubs. Ah, yes. So this is our... Okay. We're going to re-add that into core. As grassy bits. But we'll do that later. That's to do. Okay, that's bushes. That's trees. Oh, bushes can be its own thing. We can separate that now. Because we have a folder for decor. Keeping things in folder. I'm much better at that now than I was. That's the fishing line. Okay, map. There's a ton of junk in here that we're gonna need to pull out. The cabin, the gear spinner is in map. The old barriers. That's the old barriers. Okay, let's get our new barriers back up and running because we're not done with those yet. Geometry, barriers. Easy. Oh, what would make it even easier is if we weren't rotated. That's a clean lineup. Do like that one. Won't matter, you can't fall through a hole that tiny, but I do want it to be pretty flush. Alright, alright. Clean, clean. Let's go top down. Done. Oh, actually, it looks like there's like a little bit. There we go. Okay, barriers are done. Not too far. Perfect. Okay, we need a house. We're gonna steal house E, I guess. Do I want it to be enterable? Or is this like a decorative house? Like, how can we do this? Like, we could just make a house that you cannot access the door. And like, it's an implied thing. I don't know what we would do with this one. I guess we could just, feels like it's 1, 2, 3. I guess that's only 3 houses you can go inside, but they're all gonna be very samey at this rate. So I may just kind of let this one kind of cop out a little bit and just say, nope, no entry here. Don't worry about it. You can't see it. It's fine. That does mean that I need to have a good invisible wall to keep you out. house is inside of the house. Okay. Alright, that looks alright to me. Can't really tell what's going on. We'll have to see if you can actually see the exit. We'll deal with the invisible wall in a bit. Next up, what color's the roof? Green again? Got some shingles. Some lovely green shingles. I can make a variant. Color do we want to try? Kind of a brown. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's fine. What about the wood? Wood is actually probably fine as it is. It can be a dark wood. Gosh, we really are rebuilding this entire room. This was the first room we built, aside from the test rooms. This room has been untouched for months, unless you count adding this side over here, which I guess does count. There's a tree in the water now. Turn that off. That's a bush. It's definitely just a bush. This one's a tree. Okay. So the next thing is what actually happens in the room. Well, you know what? Let's actually enter the room. Let's see how this looks. Let's see if it works. This is much nicer. This tree is too high. Butterflies look great. These edges look much smoother. Very fun. There's an invisible wall here. Oh, that's the old cabin, isn't it? This is nice. This is good, though. This wall is very nice and smooth. And then there's something invisible here. All right. Cool. Great. So we're still running into a lot of the old level geometry because it's not actually gone yet. Yeah, that's what we're running into. We do want some path to chew through a little bit. So duplicate this, put it in here, cut that out as path, do a subtraction. We're gonna eyeball this quite a bit. Path. Path. You could do that right now. He can't stop you. go. Look at that. Path blob. And I think I can duplicate this and make a second segment of it. Check. Yeah. Trick is I need to make sure that I stay on the right side of things. Oh, very blobby. So I started by doing a lot of it in Blender, and I found out it really slowed down my process. As far as a workflow goes, Blender is extremely powerful, but a lot of the things that I end up wanting to do, I want to do them in Godot, where I'm tweaking the position of things, and then like, okay, now let me play it, try it, and let's move that just a little bit further. So what I was basically coming down to is like, well, I have to build everything just completely modular or something. And that's when I found CSG shapes, which work very nicely for what I want. So I'll build pieces in Blender, but then assemble them in Godot. For instance, well, this is actually made up of a few, like, I've got a piece, another piece, an assembly that's built in Godot, and then like arrays of those positioned in the maps. Rather than, because you could do that same thing with like I could make a whole set of those with like the array modifier in Blender. But if I get into the map and I'm like, actually, I need room for another thing right here, so I need one less of these. Well, now I got to open Blender, modify the value, export it back as a GLB, re-import it into Godot. It very much breaks the workflow for me. That's a lot of it. I'm really enjoying working with CSG shapes because although there's a little bit of an initial performance hitch when you load the scene. Once you do, though, it just works. So I can just like, do this sort of thing. Ignore the significant number of multiplying handles. Those don't actually exist. So like I can do that. I can move the hole. And I like that. I haven't actually upgraded to 4.3 yet. I'm meaning to, but I'm thinking it's probably going to break some stuff. So I want to go ahead and keep pushing through. I've got a goal in mind of having a demo ready for this by the end of the summer. And it turns out that means you need to make a lot of maps. RPGs are work intensive. By far, the most work I've done on a game. There's so much content you have to make. It's not like this, oh, you build the game engine and then you're basically done. It's like, oh yeah, I'm building an arcade game. So I like slap together a level and a few different elements and then just have it ramp up in difficulty. But no, with an RPG, you don't get to do that. Like, you get to build the battle system, and that's really fun, but you only get to do that one time. And now you have to make 100 enemies and 100 maps and 1,000 NPCs that say different things depending on what state the game is in. Whoa. It's rough, but rewarding, admittedly. I'm gonna take this blob right here, path 2, and I'm just gonna slap it onto up here. Just gonna slap it in here. And again, I'm just gonna slap another one over here. Can I do that? I don't know. Oh, that's the problem. There we go. That's gonna be the new home of the treasure chest. Where did I put the chest? There was definitely a treasure chest. At one point. At one point, oh, there it is, right there. So we're gonna move that into the new level geometry setup, which is cleaner now that we have a better idea of how in the world we should build out maps. I'm gonna eyeball it. I don't even care. There we go. That one's gonna have just money. 20 coins, sure. You can have 20 coins from the treasure chest. Oh, but it's guarded. So if you're going for it, you're gonna have to go through the enemies to get to it. That's the catch. That's the catch with this. So that's this blob and the chest I can move as one. Look at that. That's so cool. Moving the whole. Now, for anyone who's using CSG shapes, wait, that's like ATM machine, isn't it? Constructive shape geometry shapes. King's Quest. Oh my gosh. I'll have stories to tell about my King's Quest experience. For anyone who is using CSG shapes, they are very cool, but there is a performance hitch if you are moving them around. So they are great for static geometry because they only have to calculate one time. But if you move them and have them interact or rotate or anything around each other, every time it's going to have to recalculate that level geometry and the construction of the geometry. It's not the worst, but it does add up. So be aware. That said, you could use this for kind of the Mario Galaxy thing of like the hole that is moving around in the ground, which would be a really fun thing. You slap a really cool shader on that, and you got yourself a cool little level mechanic. I had, growing up, King's Quest 3. It was on a set of 5 1/4 floppies. You had to get it out, plug it in, and then go to the A drive and type in, I don't even remember, quest.exe. I don't even know what it was at the time. And I was very young. I had not the greatest reading comprehension as a child. So I had no idea what was going on. So I would just wander around for a while, and then a wizard would kill me. And that was it. That was my experience with King's Quest. It's like sometimes I'd climb down the cliff, and I'd walk around. One time I saw a very scary spider, and I got scared. That was it. Okay, this needs to be further down. All right. So, how do you get from down here to up here? Well, observant view. Well, first let me check to see, is this rock arch? Yeah, you can see that pretty well from here. Yeah, you should be able to tell, like, okay, that's the exit. That's where I'm heading. Do you have anything to say about this cat? No, I have not written the tattle log for this room. So to get up, we need some big flowers. The problem, our big flowers are ugly in the old. Look at this log cabin compared to this lovely little home that we now have. I mean, this is a nice little low poly setup, but our style has changed significantly. We're still vaguely low poly, but it's better. It's so much better than it was. All right, we can remove the cabin completely. The stumps, I forgot about these little tiny stumps. We can actually make those full size now. Let's move stumps into decor. The new decor node. Oh, I also had Wheel of Fortune. One from like the 80s. Vanna White was yellow. And it did not have a super large pool of puzzles because I ended up just having them all memorized. I still remember a lot of them, as it turns out. Oh, see, the stumps don't work anymore because they're so different looking from the color. All right, get rid of the stumps. I don't love them anymore. Again, they were very lovely little low poly stumps, but they no longer match the game. The game has evolved. This was the first room. Reminder, room F was the first room. I started with room F because I figured I want to have a bunch of rooms before it, and I didn't know what those were going to look like. So I just decided to start in the middle of the chapter, which turned out to be like, I don't know, a third of the way in, maybe a quarter. We need better flowers. So the old flowers, that's fine, that's fine. These barriers, we can get rid of these. All right, the flower animation. It makes the flowers grow. This animation doesn't do anything. There we go, flower animation. And the flower grows. Where are the flowers? They're hidden. There we go. So we get the big flowers that grow. But these flowers look kind of gross now. I think we want to remodel the flowers. Make them kind of fluffier. Kind of softer petals. Can we animate them a bit? Would that be crazy to have the petals kind of, I don't know, wiggle a little bit? Maybe when the player jumps on them, they kind of, I don't know. It's tricky. That is tricky. What if each petal is a single object with its own area 3D? And when you encounter that area 3D, it just causes the petal to just like, I don't know, animate a bit. That could be interesting because what you can get there is like as you're walking across it, the different petals are kind of moving asynchronously. That could be fun. That could be fun. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can build a single good-looking petal. Instead of this blob that we've got. Gosh, we have to get out Blender then. All right, get rid of Krita. We may do some kind of gradient texture as well if we're doing that. Kind of like we have our plant texture, where it's this gradient. Honestly, we could probably just edit that exact file. Texturing plant. Yeah, let's copy paste it and make flower. Open that in, let's do Photoshop instead of Krita. So this is going to be fairly straightforward, I hope. What? Okay, so red, vibrant, orange. That's a red, but now you can't really tell anything. It needs more contrast. Oh, color balance. No. Contrast. Where's my contrast? Hue, saturation, brightness, contrast. Okay, bring it back to green. The levels here. Like there's a lot of texture going on, but it's subtle. It's too subtle. Curves. Okay, that might help. I mean, maybe that will. See that bright red in the middle gets a little bit. What does that look like on the other monitor? Better, I guess. It's kind of more of a pink. But that's not. That just looks like white on top of red. So we could go like that. We'll try this. Okay, bring out Blender. Now I'm interested, what version of Wheel of Fortune did I have? Wheel of Fortune video games list. List of Wheel of Fortune video games. Perfect. All right. PC games. There were 5 Wheel of Fortune computer games. The Apple II, Commodore 64, MS-DOS. Yeah, but like, which one? Oh, Moby Games has the details. That's the one. That's the one. 1987. Official TV game show program software. Wheel of Fortune. So it was also on the Commodore 64. Yeah, that's the one. There it is. Heck yeah. What's this one? What's the category? Title. No clue, I don't remember that one. Man, video games have been around for a while. Alright, we're making a single petal for a flower. What is our single petal going to look like? Start with a cube. Always start with a cube, right? We'll flatten it out later. All right, so first of all, right. Like this. feel like I'm making the curve backwards, but... Yeah, no, definitely. That's the outside right there, not the inside. That's fine, though, because I can just do that, I guess. Distance from... It's like right around there. Okay, now that's not what it should look like from that point of view. Okay, so definitely want to level it out a bit. It should kind of, all right, it should be rounder. That sounds like a subdivision surface to me. Ooh, well, I mean, that's pretty decent. Yeah, yeah. What would an extra... Might be too much. Shade Smooth will help. Yeah, nice and fluffy. Soft. Hit mode. That. For one petal. It's a little too thick. At the bottom, maybe. Maybe a little bit. Okay. Next up, we need to actually give it a little texture. So let me grab our material that we created. Texturing flower. Now let's actually make this work properly. Maybe editing. Huh. Okay. All right. Unwrap. Actually, I guess what I want is just let's try project. Well, that's possibly doable. So that would be yeah. Okay, now that's the bottom, huh? That doesn't line up very well, does it? It's a little bit shiny. We'll deal with that. And there's what is going on here. All right. How about something crazy here? Project from view. Now, why is that? Oh, because I didn't grab it. Nice. I didn't hit A. Okay. Back from view. Close, but I want it to... I think I want it to do this more. That's probably good. Sure. But also, I want this to be rougher texture. Still looks so shiny. Welcome in, DJ. Non-metallic. It's bad shiny. I want it to be nice and matted. Okay, let's try that. Let's save that as petal. This is gonna be, I hope, an improvement. No, I already see the problem with it. We need this to bend more. I've never had to do that before. I'm a bit of a Blender noob. So we want to, yeah, kind of like this. Just exaggerate this a bit. Oh. Still feels way too thick. Mostly in the middle here. The flower petal should not be so thick. Hi, welcome in, username. That is, I'll admit it, it's a good username. Okay, that might be a little bit nicer. It's gonna be a bit of a weird hitbox. That's my only concern with it. But it's not gonna be a simple hitbox, but it should turn out fine. Export that as GLB. Petal. What are we working on? I am working on a game very similar to some of the old Paper Mario games. I'm redoing a lot of the older rooms I worked on to get them a little bit more in line with the style of the rest of the game, where everything's a little bit more whimsical and less rigid angles. So that's the plan here. Look at this big old pig behind this invisible wall. He's huge. So we're just kind of working through some of the older parts of the game. All right. So let's get this pedal pulled in. Pedal.glb. All right, so we're gonna make a, hopefully, improved flower. Here, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna have here? Like, we just pull the pedal in, right? That is huge. We're gonna scale that down for sure. And this is just for the big flower. But it does look a lot better than the old one. Little amount of coding and game design. This looks really good. Is it just you working on this? It is just me working on this. I haven't showed you the code. You haven't seen any of that. There's a lot of coding. And a lot of design has gone into it. But yeah, just looking at the bigger. The whole room is a flower. The whole map, the whole chapter is on one big flower. So we're gonna add a containing node here just to keep these organized a little bit. I get you. Flowers all the way down. It's a flower on a flower. All right, let's try. How many of these do we need? That looks decent at that angle. What angle was that here? 30 degrees. Okay. And then so 60 degrees. Repeat again. And then repeat again. Okay, that does look a lot nicer than our previous flower. That actually that turned out significantly better. Okay, here's the kicker. I want to see if we can do something silly with the animation here. I'm wondering, can we set this up so that each petal has an individual area 3D? Okay, stay with me on this. That responds to the player entering it. Actually, you know what would be easier than having a block of code that maintains a list of each, that like every individual petal maintains its own area 3D and yada yada yada. What if we just have one block of code that handles all the petals at once and just looks to see how close is the player vertically to the petals to tell, like, is the player standing on the petals? And then bend all the petals nearby by an appropriate amount. If I look at this, if I go to the transform and I mess with the the Z axis, yeah, look at this. I can individually tilt one petal down. So why not, if the player is standing close to the edge, we tilt it down more. And if they're close to the middle, we tilt it down a little bit. And then the surrounding petals also bend in proportionally. I think that would look really cool if we can get it to work. Now, what's going to be a little bit wonky here is we have quite a strange shape for our normal hitboxes. Is this a job for another CSG shape? Maybe. Launch, if you stand on one side, there will be like bouncy things later in the game. The flowers are just a little for funsy part of the game where you're just trying to get up on the next hill here. Germ Dove, welcome in. How was the food? Was it fresh? Also, hello. We're reworking another room. It was fresh. Poppin' fresh. Do you guys want to see room E? Now that it's all good. Now that it's working. Because I can take this, I can change this back to progress 0. I haven't showed it end to end yet, but the whole mini game is done. The entire thing. Let me make sure this gets him back in place. All right, we're gonna do it. I've been holding off. All right, let's not have double music. We'll only have the game music. Bring up the sound effects. All right. Chat, show of hands. Do you want to see us get past the pig? It's a big one. He's a big boy. All right, we're gonna get past the pig. He's wild. I need a jello-y sound still. That's the only thing I think we're missing in this whole thing is he needs a good. All right. So step 1, I'm gonna talk to this guy. He's gonna tell us a thing or two about how we can get past this pig. It's an enormous pig. Also, no one else in the game talks this way. Dulcet tones. We're gonna do it. Now, we've already seen this part. Because last time, I think we had up to kicking off the quest. Pretty well done. Did it end up tasting all right? Have you eaten anything yet? We can talk to this guy. That's all he has to say. These guys need to, I don't know, bop their heads or something. They need to jam more. All right, so again, this part is not new. Talk to Lily. She gives us the lowdown because she allegedly can get us past the pig. Dulcet tones were mentioned. I need to see about hiding the UI tab, maybe, while you're talking to people. I don't know. All right, now we have the complication. The blender has gone missing from the smoothie shop. I do have zoom as a feature, and you'll see it in some later parts of this very quest. But yeah, I need something solid. Because I don't want to have to manually... Oh, and this guy has more to say. Talk to him. Solid 60%. I don't want to manually have to specify, like, okay, for this person you zoom in, for this person you don't, for this person you zoom in, for this person you don't. Or do the same with the thing, because it's not always relevant, you know? She needs something. She needs a different voice. And she will have a different voice once I start adding different voices. All right, chat, where do we go next? Do you see where we should look next? It just looks like a normal frog. She's got a lily. She's got a lily in her hair and her brooch. The pig, look at the pig. Maybe a big fancy hat. Maybe like a big fancy hat. Let's take a look at this barrel. Oh, this spin around probably is a little much. And this guy back here has something different to say at every step. Every single step, he has something slightly different to say. All right, imagine there's minigame music here. All right, chat, keep an eye out. Okay. Also, I decided we're probably going to end up reusing this mini game, and so I'm gonna have it be straightforward for this time. Good point, Dove. And then later we'll do subversion stuff where things are like going off screen and all sorts of zany stuff. All right, round 2. What if you get it wrong? Should I get it wrong? I'm gonna get it wrong. It was the robot all along. I'm not even looking. I'm gonna let you guys tell me. I don't know. Oh, can you pause? I'm not gonna try it. That one right there. All right. Oh man. Actually, the losing is more interesting. But you fail forward. All right, it's down to this one. It increases the number of hops each time as well by, I think, 5. 20, 25, 30. No. The reward is you get the blender. Do we want to win or lose here? What if you lose? Great question. Then you have to fight as many pigs as there are hay bales. And it actually does change. If you fail on the first one, you only fight 3 pigs. The pig mob. Now here's the nice thing. I have a bowling ball, and I think it would be very nice if I give the player a bowling ball right before this room, or like as they enter town, so that if they happen to get to this fight, they'll be like, what if? I think the pig should stay popped out a little bit longer, perhaps. Maybe so. We got it! I went with Mixinator instead of Pulpinator. Alright, now we can leave this room, never to return. This goes on for a bit. Like, this is a whole section. Like, it's weird. You're going to be in 3 rooms where you can fight, and then you're going to get thrown into this, like, very in-depth little minigame, you know? Yeehaw! Oh, that needs to be changed, huh? He doesn't, if you've already told her. All right. Are you ready for the grand finale? We've all been waiting to get back to this point. This is what it's been all about, to finally get through this room. All right. Oh, wait, no, snooze. Snooze the ad. I've never used that feature. All right, here we go. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Lily. Do we dare? Let me just appreciate this scene right here for a bit. Just to really draw it out. All right, let's do it. There we go. The end. That's your walkthrough. That's how you get through this room. And now we're back to this room that we're reworking. I thought about that, but that was Dulcet. It's frog Dulcet. It's very specific Dulcet. So the issue with her leaving is really annoying to make the door animation play. That's basically the entire reason why I made the excuse of she's got to finish setting things up, go to the pig, she says. And if you talk to her, she'll remind you, meet me at the pig. You just jump out a window smashing sound. That just becomes a running gag throughout the game. Everyone just jumps through windows to get where they're going. Okay, so notes on that. Bartender saying incorrect line in state 5. And increase pig pop-out duration. These are good feedback notes. Okay, what's the deal with the bartender? Oh, okay, hang on. Convo 2. Convo 2? Let me check our statuses. States. So, if you're in 2 or 3, 2 or 3, that's when I want this. And then 4 is this. There we go. Which that means you have a very narrow window where you can get this line about strawberry lemon. 3 or 4. No, just 4. Just 4. It's this. Yeah. All right, cool. That's it. Room. All right, flower. That's what we're working on now. So, for everyone who's just coming in, we're reworking this room, and it's looking a lot nicer. It's a bit bigger, a bit roomier. We're clearing out the old room. We're gonna add the little tufts of grass soon. We've smoothed out the edges a little bit using our newfound knowledge. We did not know about CSGs back when we were making this room initially, and they're very powerful and very useful for this. So here they are. But the flower does not really match the current style. It's very flat texture instead of painterly. The overall geometry looks kind of ugly, so we're redoing it. And this is our new and improved flower in progress. We're actually going to try and get really fancy with the code on this, if we can. Let's see here. We're going to have a Node 3D for the center, which is a mesh instance. It can just be a... I mean, I guess it could be a sphere. But it can't be that level of sphere. That's not what we're looking for. So we can do like this, and then flatten it out. That looks a lot nicer. And let's actually use the hay bale texture on this. Yeah, actually, that works really well. That's a little awkward though, isn't it? Can we flatten this further? Yes. Okay, that's much better. Okay, and then the actual stem. I have an idea that's a little bit silly. It's this metal pipe. It's a little bit of a wonky shape, but that's good. See what I'm going for here? See what I mean here? If I give it a good editable children, yeah. If I give it a good plant texture, yeah, a little bit of a pipe thing going on there, but I think that's the right idea. I feel like that looks better. Yeah, I like it. We'll go a little bit taller because I think there's a chance it might need to be tall. Okay, now we're gonna do something very vaguely dumb. The time. Okay. I don't know. We might want to do a raid pretty soon. The plan is for this flower, I want to add a little bit of code to it that will make it so that as the player is stepping around it, the petals kind of bow down wherever the player is stepping. So one thing is all of this needs to be moved up so that the stem is at the... Is that how this works? I don't know, actually. It would be like For scaling it up, wouldn't it be nice if it just kind of did that? Okay, it actually does need, however, a static body, which needs a collision shape. And that's where this is going to get a little bit weird. Does each pedal have its own collision shape? I don't think so, because I don't want the collision shapes to actually move. Yeah. So I think we just go for a single cylinder. But small. VV small. Now the trick is getting it to line up properly with this object, because this is a little bit of an awkward one. And especially if the shape is bending as you're on it, it's gonna look a little bit weird. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Let's put a flower in this room to play with as a test. Flower. A new flower scene. Oh, look at this. Night and day. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And we can have the petals kind of like just swaying gently in the breeze or something as well. It could look nice. Now we didn't use a dynamic. We used a static body, which means it does not convert its physics to things standing on it. For that, you have to have a character body, maybe, or something. I don't know. You have to have something different, some other physics object. Okay, so flower is also gonna get its own little blob. Script, that's the word. Okay, so we want to make sure that when the flower spawns, we grab the player object. How are we gonna get that? How are we doing that? Action commands, grab player, minigame, nope. No. A lot of animation players being grabbed. We can get it from conversation functions. I don't love that. I guess we can also get it from the camera. Ooh. Yeah, that does get the player actor. Sure. All right, so we have a character body 3D. So we're gonna check to see. Character body 3D is on floor. And then to see if it's roughly nearby. So let's see. We are looking at our pedals here. We're gonna say pedal radius. What is our pedal radius here? Oh, I guess it depends a little bit. About 1.5-ish. And then it depends on the scale as well of the flower. times scale dot x is fine. No float. Okay, and then there's the pedal y value. Is also a float. And that's going to equal pedals dot position dot y. Let's go with global position. So we're gonna be doing some silly stuff here. And player actor dot global position dot y. Suka. Oh man. Greater than pedal y. Distance from center equals what do we do here? Player actor. Ooh, this is tricky because I want just the horizontal distance only. Do I have a function for that? Have I made a function to get just the horizontal distance? I'm gonna guess no. If I did, I know what I would have made it for, and we don't have it. All right. So we're gonna calculate this manually, break out the math. Square root of player actor dot you know what? Let's just say player pause instead of. Let's just make that a little bit more succinct. Player pause dot x minus global position dot x. Pause. Can I use asterisk 2? Is that allowed? It doesn't look like it's yelling at me, so I'm going to say I can use it. If distance from center is less than pedal radius, then here we go. We're going to make the flowers all wiggly woogly. So here's where we need to get the theta. Using our good friend atan2, which takes in the y value first, right? Yeah, which in this case is actually the z value. So take our position dot z minus player position dot z, comma, pause dot x minus player pause dot x. That gives us our angle. And as a result, it will let us know which flower we are looking at. This should be flower 0. Yes, perfect. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Guess Z. Seems like a good idea. So let's see here. From our theta value, pedal main pedal index is effectively theta divided by 30, because it's 30 degrees a pop, except we're actually going to subtract 15 degrees from that. And also I guess we need to turn this radians to degrees for working in this way. Take theta, subtract 15 degrees So 0 becomes negative 15. 180 becomes 165. And then cut that by 30, and then just take that as an integer to get the index. And then main pedal, we want to get pedals dot get child of main pedal index dot rotation dot z equals negative 0.5. That's fine because this is just temporary. We're not finishing this tonight. For pedal in pedals dot get children set the rotation to normal, and then only set this one. Okay, let's try it and see if this does anything close to what I'm looking for. I didn't consider that, Albie. You're absolutely right. Well, it's backwards somehow. I don't know how. I don't know how at all. My ATAN? Is my ATAN wrong? I guess the Z value could be supposed to be negative in that case. Because I'm not doing Y and X, I'm doing, well, that is super better. I feel like I may have swapped the wrong one. That doesn't make sense, though. That one is the one I would expect the least. Is it because I've started at position? I guess it is. It is, because I started at position. I should have started at player. All right, but we got a working one anyway. Change it to 0.1. And then really quickly after that. Yeah, that looks very lovely. Except it should lerp towards, right? And not set. This should all be lerping. We should be lerping, guys. Lerping. Why aren't you lerping? Lerp, slurp, 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 slurp. For I in range, we'll go out 2 pedals, I guess. A good old scaled slurp. No, go up 3 even. This is how many we're leaving out. So for the first one.
Lerp, lerp, lerp.
It's this main pedal index minus I. And then main pedal index plus I. And then we're gonna lerp. Also, this needs to be doing a pause mod across pedal count. Pause mod. Oh, we can do it. We can do it. We can finish this. Pedal count. Pedal count. What do you mean? Petals. Petals. Okay. Bar. Pedal dip equals I divide by I plus 1 plus 3. Okay, try that. Hardly noticeable. Bit of I plus 3. I plus 1. It's lerpin. It's lerpin. You can see it kind of lerpin there. It's really a little jittery. Zero continue. Is that gonna help the jitteriness? Not really. It looks pretty good, but it's like it's a little jittery. Maybe we slow this lerp rate down slightly. No, it's still snappy. It's still weirdly snappy. I don't think it should be so snappy. Like, you're seeing that, right? That's like... if range is 3... It's a little snappy, yeah. Why would it be so snappy? Basically, yeah. Pedals are snappy. Add that as a to-do. Okay, we're gonna deal with those snappy pedals another time. Admit it, this looks miles better than what we used to have. I think the only thing I'm not digging is that the green under there just looks invisible. Like, it's basically the same color as the shadowed grass. That we need to work on a little bit. Other than that, these pedals look so much nicer now. Oh my gosh. I think if we just have a little bit of, like, subtle movement at all times going on when you're not standing on it, this thing is going to be amazing looking. Okay, we're going to do a raid. And I know just the guy, I think. Yeah. We're gonna go see Isherwood. He's doing Warcraft 2, which is a game I played a lot growing up. Like, that was some good old-fashioned... The single-player campaign, even, was phenomenal. I loved it. Does it hold up? I don't know. Probably not. But, gosh, I sure did love... that. that really instilled a love of real-time strategy for me. Dabbled. There you go. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll be heading out in like 5 minutes, but Ish is doing his streamathon, but it's the responsibility-thon because he's only doing it at times that he can, which is good. People should do that. Thank you all for hanging out, making progress on this game. It's incredible. Jeez. There's not going to be anything left for you guys to see by the time we finish because you'll have been here for all of it. I got to leave some surprises, but I have no idea how I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to have to stop streaming this work at some point. Just do it all in secret. I will be back on Friday probably, and we'll work on Room F here. Speedrun it. Perfect. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye.